Just about everything is ready for Balloonfest 86, set to take place in downtown Cleveland tomorrow to benefit the United Way. Literally millions of balloons will be released on Public Square, which will set a world record.
What started as a fun idea turned into a disaster no one saw coming. It sounds like something straight out of a Pixar movie, but this wasn't Up. This was real life, and it went horribly wrong. We all love balloons. Maybe it's the way they float like magic, or the colors that remind us of childhood carnivals and theme parks. 1 or 2 balloons? Pure joy. But what happens when you release 1.5 million of them into the sky all at once? Hey, Fact-natics! Welcome to Absolute Facts, where we bring you the most outrageous, unbelievable, and mind-blowing stories from around the world. So stick around, because this isn't just a fun fact. This is the story of how a massive balloon release turned the skies into chaos, up, and straight into disaster. The plan: in 1986, United Way of Cleveland launched an ambitious idea to break a world record by releasing 2 million balloons into the sky. Called Balloonfest, the event doubled as a fundraiser, $1 earned for every 2 balloons. Scheduled for the 27th of September, the city buzzed with excitement as 2,500 volunteers filled and tied balloons non-stop, taping their fingers to fight off blisters. A massive net balloon structure took over Cleveland's public square, rising like a living rainbow. From a distance, it looked magical. But just above the color and celebration, storm clouds were forming, and no one was ready for what came next. The aftermath: what launched as a celebration came crashing down as chaos. Mother Nature had other plans. Cold winds and rain shoved the balloons back to Earth, flooding highways, rivers, and Lake Erie in a scene that looked straight out of a disaster movie. Roads became slippery, and drivers swerved or stared, causing multiple accidents. Even Burke Lakefront Airport had to shut down a runway, buried under soggy balloons. The chaos didn't stop there. On a nearby farm, a herd of Arabian racehorses panicked at the colorful invasion. Some were injured, and their owners sued United Way for $100,000 in damages. What was meant to lift spirits had quickly spiraled into lawsuits, shutdowns, and total mayhem. The tragedy: just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, Balloonfest took a tragic turn. A day before the launch, 2 fishermen, Raymond Broderick and Bernard Sulcer, went missing on Lake Erie. Their boat was later found near Edgewater Park, but they had vanished. On the same day balloons filled the sky, the Coast Guard began a desperate search. But the lake was blanketed with balloons, making it nearly impossible to see anything. The search had to be called off until the debris cleared, and by then, it was too late. 2 days later, their bodies washed ashore. One of the grieving wives later sued United Way for $3.2 million, claiming the balloons had blocked a life-saving rescue. The case settled quietly, but the damage was already done. The impact: if there was any silver lining, it was the claim that the balloons were biodegradable, a detail the organizers leaned on heavily. But reality told a different story. Weeks after the event, balloons were still washing up on beaches, and some had even drifted as far as Ontario, Canada. Frustrated, Canadian resident P. Alan Woodliff filed a complaint, arguing that plastic or not, these balloons would linger for months, endangering wildlife and costing time and money to clean up. Critics were quick to call out the irony. Balloonfest had cost over $500,000, a staggering amount for a charity event. Many questioned whether that money could have made a greater impact if spent on real community needs, rather than a flashy, floating disaster. Years later, George Fraser, United Way's director of marketing at the time, reflected on it all. In a 1,994 profile, he called Balloonfest both his greatest success and biggest failure, a moment that dazzled the world, then slowly unraveled into regret. The conclusion: despite the chaos, lawsuits, and backlash, United Way still got what they aimed for: a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records. In 1988, Balloonfest was officially recognized for the largest mass balloon release ever: 1,429,632 balloons. Their intentions were good, but as this story proves, Even the brightest ideas can crash hard when things go wrong. So what do you think? Was it bold or just a balloon-filled disaster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, join our tribe of Fact-natics by hitting subscribe and turning on notifications for more insane true stories. Want more sky-high chaos? Check out our countdown of 10 rocket launches that went horribly wrong, and while you're at it, explore our merch or take the quiz to discover how you can earn doing what you love. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious and stay awesome. The execution. The skies were turning gray, and so was the mood. Just days before the big moment, weather forecasters warned of an incoming rainstorm, the kind that could ruin everything. For organizers, it was the stuff of nightmares. Thousands of volunteers had already inflated the balloons, the city's eyes were on them, and backing out wasn't an option. So, with storm clouds looming, they made a snap decision. Stop inflating at 1.5 million balloons enough to beat the record anyway, and launch earlier than planned. By 1:50 p.m. on the 27th of September, Cleveland's public square was packed. Spectators, volunteers, and a sea of media gathered as the countdown began. Hearts pounded, cameras flashed, then liftoff. In a moment of surreal beauty, a swirling mass of color exploded into the sky, wrapping itself around the terminal tower like a living rainbow. The crowd gasped. For one breathtaking moment, Cleveland, often mocked as the mistake on the lake, had pulled off something spectacular. A world record was theirs, and pride swept across the city.